Okay. All right, I think that we are live. Excellent, 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 excellent. So, I think that we are live today. So, hello there. My name is Chris Palmer. In today's Schema Markup video, what I'd like to share with you is literally a step-by-step tutorial, an SEO tutorial on how to do Schema Markup, and I want to make this as easy as possible. So the main course of action that we will take care of right now is we're going to start by having a live example, and I'm going to go through my thought process, what we're going to be doing, and then before I do that, I want to just go ahead and cover why we're picking these specific schemas, what you should be adding to your pages, what you shouldn't be adding, and I just want to give you some basic tips along with that. So without any further ado, I do not want to waste any time. Let's get directly into it. So the very first thing that I want to get out on there is this. All right. So before we get into the actual tutorial, there's a few things that you should know. So number one is this. All right. So number one is schema is not a ranking signal. Okay. So if for some reason, all right, when we're looking at SEO as a whole, please note and understand it's all about time and budget. So schema markup, even though I feel that it should be done, this isn't the first thing that needs to be done. It's like, oh, should I implement a bunch of schema or should I get content? You should get content. Should I implement schema or should I get some links? You should get some links, okay? So I'm not saying that it's not important, but what I'm saying is this is not a massive mover for your overall campaign, all right? Now, number two, something that I often get when I'm working with clients is they want the review schema. All right. Now, the only penalty, okay, that comes from schema, all right. So do not stuff your review schema. Okay. So that's another tip that I want to give you. You can get a penalty. The only penalty that I know of, is done within the review schema. So stuffing in your review schemas on other pages that are not your review page or where they're blatantly shown on a specific page, this is against the guideline. So you can't put it on the homepage. Do not put it on your homepage. And it should be on its own review page where the reviews are plain as sight, all right, where they can be seen. So if you want to go ahead and put it to an internal page, by all means, go right ahead. However, they need to be visible, all right, in most cases. So you can get around this. There's a lot of little tricks, and that's what I want to give you. If you want to get review stars to pop when no other review stars are popping, use product schema. Okay, so product schema, reviewing your product or your service is your product, you can get them to pop, all right? Now, with that being said, where do I think you should focus your energy? And this is where I want, and I'm going to take you into the tutorial now, okay? Where I feel you should be focusing your energy, all right? If you're going to be deploying schema, time, and budget, right? Time, which is equivalent to any dollars you're going to spend. This trumps everything. Time is key, right? If you're going to focus or divert energy into schema markup, I feel that you should focus on your homepage in most cases. In most cases. Now, I think that you should be focusing your schema efforts on anything that Google is going to reward with an enhancement. Meaning, so if you're looking at your customers on specific pages and the stars are popping out, you should utilize this. Breadcrumbs, you should utilize this. So if there's any type of enhancement, okay, that Google's going to reward you with, like fact schema, all right, can I take up more space in the SERP? Right? So fact schema is really good. Same as is very nice, right? So if there's some type of enhancement or your competition has it, then I highly recommend that you utilize it. So number 4 is if there is an enhancement, meaning Google rewards you for having the schema on the page, you should use it, okay? What does this mean? Like facts schema takes more space, okay, inside of the actual SERP. This is key. And then, of course, product schema, you can get to get review stars to pop, okay? This is a trick, okay, or a tip or a hack, however you want to look at it. And then do not stuff your schema, review schema. This can cause a or an penalty, all right? So just so you note that. And then first, schema is not a ranking signal, all right? Now, let's go ahead and utilize, I'm going to take you through a tutorial now. I want to walk you through exactly how you can do this and do this easily for yourself, even if you don't know any code. Now, the best part about this is irrelevant of the type of service or the type of website that you have. Whether you're utilizing an HTML and CSS site or some type of, you're just hosting yourself, this is very easy to do. If you're using WordPress, very easy to do. If you're utilizing Duda or Divi, or like Divi's, what is that, a builder, right? These are popular things. People ask me these questions like, hey, can I use it with Divi? Yes. Can I use it with Elementor? Yes. Can I use it with Thrive Themes? Yes. Anything WordPress. I believe Magneto you're allowed to as well. Duda you can. Wix you can, and I'll show you some tricks of how you can get schema on the page, even if your builder or your little service isn't going to let you. I'll teach you a little trick that has to do with schema, because schema is a fun thing and it can be read when you put it into specific places, and we'll talk about that. Now, we're going to go ahead and get into the tutorial now. I want to walk you through how you as a business owner, even if you're not technically savvy, I want to go ahead and share with you an easy way that you can start creating schema, and I want to take you from the very beginning, the thought processes behind it, right? So I have a actual live markup that I need to do. So we're going to go ahead and just do that together. So this is going to be the schema. All right. Now, so let's just pretend that this is your website. All right. So what's the first steps? So the very first steps are this. So the first thing is we need to understand what we're trying to rank for. All right. So, and I'm sure you're going to understand this. And again, I feel that one of the most important places to have schema is going to be on the homepage. One of the most important. All right. So bear with me here. We're going to get through this. So for this particular instance, the primary keyword for this particular business is going to be this keyword here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go out to the google.ca. So I want to first get into the Canadian version because this is a Canadian website, and I'm going to put that primary keyword. So what am I looking for? I'm looking for the top competitor. Just like I always teach match and mirror, we're seeing what Google is rewarding. So in this case, we're looking primarily at the schema markup. So we need to figure out what other sites are like ours that are currently ranking. All right. So we're not going to look at Zillow. We're not going to look at Realtor, but we will look at this particular site, number 3, because this is a site much like ours. So let's go ahead and click on that. And I advise you to do the same. Now, I'm utilizing a plugin that's going to give me a quick overlook or a quick overview of what type of schema is inside of the site. So why I'm showing you this is because instead of looking at the source code in past videos, this is what I showed. I was getting a lot of, hey, Chris, this is kind of difficult type of comments, so I want to make this as easy as possible, all right? I want to make sure that anybody can do this because you should have schema on your page, at least your home page, right? I want to take you to the next. You probably already did your on page. You probably are building links. Let's get the schema on the page. So I'm not recommending this as a free extension. I don't know who made it. It's just a cool extension. All right. So the name of this tool is SEO Pro Extension by Marketing Syrup. If you're utilizing Google Chrome, this is a free extension. You can download it. It gives you a quick snapshot of the on-page SEO and a few factors. In my opinion, it's absolutely excellent. I love this tool. I utilize it all the time. It shows you heading, status, but what we're curious of is the schema. All right, so no structured data found. So this is quite interesting. So I don't believe it. Schema, no structured data. Okay, so this top performer doesn't have any. Very intriguing. Okay, well, let's just scroll on down here. Point to home. So let's take a look here. Number 4 ranker, still a good competitor. So let's see what they have and what they're being rewarded with. So this page is ranking. It's an internal page. Let's take a look and see what they have. All right. Okay, now this is starting to make more sense. So as we can see here, we have quite a few different schema types that are on the page. Now, what's really fun about this is inside of your product. Now, let's take a look at this SERP here real fast. Okay, so that's the competitor. So let's go to google.ca. Again, I'm taking you through the same steps that you should do, right? We need to figure out what the primary keyword is. So in this case, it's going to be this. We're going to scroll on down. All right, and what I want to do is let's get over to the home page because that's an internal page. And I did not see any type of reward happening, right? So let's take a look at the schema. All right, so we're naming our primary things. Okay. All right, so this is our schema. So we have our contact point. Okay. We have some same as here, logo, and website. Okie dokie, artichoke. Okay. So and then we have our search action search box. So as you can see here, we can, on their homepage, we can see here exactly what types of schema they have. We can see that they're naming their corporation. Okay, so schema markup, the type is corporation, and it lays it all out. So what I'm going to show you next, again, is another tool that's going to help. Instead of going into the source code and just taking theirs and changing the details, which again is how I taught it before, I want to make it even easier so everybody can do it, all right? So there's a great little handy tool out there. It's completely free. I don't know who made it. I don't have an affiliate link or anything. It's a free tool, right? So if you come over here, there's a site called technicalseo.com/tools/schema markup generator. Okay, it's called MERKLE. Handy little tool, let me tell you, right? So what we're going to do is we're going to literally take the schema markups that our top competitor has, and we're going to then apply them to our site. All right. And I'm going to show you how to create this schema markup as easy as possible. We're not going to condense it. We're just going to make it as easy and as fast as possible. All right. So let's go ahead and do that. So turn off all notifications. Yep. Got it. All righty. All right. So what we're going to do is we're going to go over here to the left-hand side, as you can see here, and there's a button here that says Schema Generator. So once inside the Schema Generator, what we need to do first and foremost is we need to create our primaries. So let's just take a look at this. All right, so corporation and website. Okay, so corporation and website. So we know that the very first thing is we need to figure out our site link search box. So we need to get that. So we need our website name, because again, our top competitor has the site link search box, right? As you can see here, we'll go over here to schema. All right, and then we go to the website, search action, and this is the search action. So that's the first one. All right, so let's grab our top competitor, or our website that we're going to be utilizing. And what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and go to the website's name, which is, again, very simple, very easy. All right, the URL is this. All right, internal site search. Okay. And then what we're going to do is we're going to type in search question Q equals. We're going to leave that in there. Optional string in search query, so we don't want to do that. All right, so the website's name is, and then this is a great place to go ahead and put the keyword in. So you're going to take the title tag, your homepage. This is the name of the site. Oh, my mistake. I thought that was their name. But what we're going to do is we're going to say this right here, and we're going to add it. All right, so it's We Know Ottawa. So we get our thing in here. And then what I'm going to go ahead and name this is real estate. Okay. Now, don't get completely mad with keywords, right? You can add them, and you can add them, what's the word I'm looking for? Lavishly, but don't go overboard with it. Okay. So it's going to be ON real estate. All right. So that's going to be fine. That's just gonna, we know Ottawa real estate is what we're gonna call it. This is the optional string. So as we can see here, it has given us our initial piece of schema markup. Correct? Correct. So which type of schema markup do you want to create? All right, so this is our website, search link, search box. So now we're going to start forming our schema. So you saw what I did here. I filled out the details inside of this box, and then I grabbed this script. All right, see how this says script here, and it says script here? Each type of schema is its own script. All right, it's JSON LD. Very, very simple. JSON LD is a particular type of code, basically, that's in JSON. Very simple, very simple. Don't overwhelm. Yes, you can condense it. Yes, you can make it smaller, but I want to get you to the finish line. You can even get crazy and be like, oh, this is the particular order. Google's going to read it no matter what. Okay, so let's get it into the page. This can help and aid you immensely. All right. It just makes it fast. Google is able to come to the page and go, okay, this is a website. Okay, this is an article. This is the homepage. This is their phone number. This is their address, right? We're going to get all these details. So when the Google bot comes, they can go, poof, okay, we know everything about this. Now let's do a scan. You see what I mean? And that's what I want to help you do. So again, this is the first script. Remember, when we create it, we're going to go over here to the right-hand side. We're then going to copy. Remember, we're coming over here. Now we're going to copy that, and each script that's in JSON, okay, each script we're going to literally grab, and we're going to start creating and creating and filling out our schema. All right, so we're going to start with this schema here. This is our very first schema markup. Again, this is one script. Okay, now let's keep moving on. So the next schema markup that we're going to need compared to our competition is quite simple, and I think we can grab it from inside of here. So this is going to be a person, a facts page. All right, so that's our facts article. So article type is blog posting, news article, article. Okay. So are they naming theirs? Let's just take a look here quick. Corporation, so website. So type is website. Okay. And then we have search action, and then we have website schema. And then we have it's a corporation. Contact point. Okay. So let me just come back over here, and we will start looking at these. Let's go to our breadcrumbs. Let me just take a look here. So here's our breadcrumb list. Okie dokie. We can start adding some of this. So let's just move into our next thing. We'll go ahead and add our breadcrumbs in. So page 1 and the URL. So we're just going to do this right here. We're going to grab the home page. All right, so now we're going to move right into the breadcrumbs. So we're going to add this URL, which is going to be the home page. The name of the page, again, is going to be the title tag. So this is the name of the page that we're marking up. So this is the name of the page. All right, so Ottawa on real estate. So technically the home page should actually be the brand name. So this is going to be, we're just going to put Ottawa, Ontario real estate. So we know whatever. And then the next one is going to be, what we're going to do here is we want to pricing your home, marketing your home, showing your home. Okay, so let's just go ahead and do selling your home. Okay. And we're going to add that in as URL 2. We're just going to go ahead and add 2. What this is going to do is, if you're curious what breadcrumbs is when you say search for me, Chris Palmer marketing. Okay. This is a form of breadcrumbs right here. See how this is here? This is here. This is here. This is here. This is breadcrumbs. If you search for, say, SEO mastermind, all right. See how we have it here again? Breadcrumbs, breadcrumbs, breadcrumbs. This is the same type of thing. Sometimes you can even get, you can even make it take up even more space, but this is definitely dependent on Google. They like to pick and choose. So this is going to be selling your home is the name of this page. Okay, so now what we're going to do here is we're going to grab this particular script, and now we're going to add that to our list. So now we've created two separate types. We have our breadcrumbs. Okay. Now we have our breadcrumbs, which is going to be first, but first I need to name the web page. All right. So I know I need web page schema. So what we're going to do is, I think I could do it very simply right over here. Let's see if we could get it in here. So recipe, product, job information, profile, person. So let me just see here. So this is going to be person. Alrighty, I think we could change this easily. Video, recipe, let me see if there's anything else. Alright, local SEO, local search to review link generator. Okay, international SEO, href lang, crawling, sitemaps. Nah, we don't need any of that stuff. Okay. So let's go ahead and get our, so now here's the next thing that we're going to do. What we're going to do is we're going to create a local business schema. Okay, this will be very easy. So we'll do that next, but we'd see that our top competitor actually has, let's just double check here. I believe, what do they have? They have corporation. So what we're going to do is we're going to grab corporation schema. So then when we need to create this and we want to do it easily, we're going to do this. Corporation, instead of me going into the source code and just grabbing it, I'm going to see if there's just an easier tool that you'll be able to use and that I can use, okay? So here's what we're going to do. Corporation schema generator, right? We're always just looking for a generator, something that can make it easy for us, okay? Or easier. So here's our corporation schema type, free local business schema markup. That's what I figured it was. Free tool to create JSON. Okay, so calicube.pro. We're going to come inside of here. Sure, why not? So here we go. Calicube is offering another schema generator. So what I'll do is I'll put these two resources because I assume that this gentleman here does not have every single type, but that's perfectly fine. So I'll go ahead and grab this. Let me put this inside of here. I'll make this a resource, okay? Here, I'll just add it in. Control V. We'll go ahead and do this, right? This will be a resource number one. We'll go ahead and make this a little bit bigger, right? And then we'll make this a resource. So we have a resource. Make that very simple and easy. I want to make this as simple as possible. Resources. All right, and here's another resource. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and add each of the resources that we utilized in today's video. And then I'll probably share it out there once I complete a little bit more of this. All right, so this will be resource number 2. So there's 1 and 2, so you can literally follow with me step by step. So what we're going to do in here is we're going to do organization. So we're going to grab the organizational schema. The name of the company or organization is going to be called We Know Ottawa. Very easy. So let's go ahead and grab that. Let me just see if that's what's contact. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to grab this one, and we're going to add that in there. And then here's the description. So the description should be relatively easy. So in order to generate or create a description, what I'm going to do is I'm going to literally search for that specific business name inside of Google. And you could do the same. I'm sure you know your own business name, but maybe you're doing this for someone else. You're trying to help somebody. What I want to do as the description is add exactly so it all matches, so it all makes sense. I'm literally going to add the details from their Google business profile. All right, so I'm going to add that into the description. Bada bing, bada boom. URL of your site. So now again, what we're going to do is we're going to grab the URL of the site, copy, and we're going to bring it over here. All right, URL of an image. So how would you go about getting that? So the image, what we want to use is the home page logo image. So if you're utilizing Chrome, what you'll do is you'll go to your main image, you'll right click, and you'll say open image in tab. Once it opens the image in the tab, you're going to take that URL address, all right, and we're going to bring it back over here to the tool, and we're going to add the URL of an image. So this is going to be the main logo on the home page, all right? The main logo on the home page always indexes most of the time, depending on your site. So that's why we want to go ahead and use that. Next is going to be the URL of your logo. So we're hoping, so here's the logo. So let's go back over here and let's see if there's any other smaller logos. Sometimes there is, sometimes there's not. But what we can do here is we'll go ahead and open image. And we're going to go ahead and use this one for the logo. All right, so we'll come back over here to the tool, and now we're going to add the logo. Next is going to be the phone number. So what's your phone number? You will want to go ahead and utilize that. So in this case, I'm going to go ahead and use this one. Copy, and we're going to bring it back over here. And we will add the phone number. Again, we're mimicking the exact schema markups that Google's rewarding. And how we know that they're being rewarded? Because this is one of our top competitors. We're literally taking exactly what they did and we're going to add it to our pages. All right, so bear with me here. So the town, obviously, I don't think it's considered a town, but we could get our details here. We're going to say it's Ottawa. All right, we'll come back in here. Ottawa, country, Canada. Wait, I think the town would be considered, I think it is Ottawa. All right, street name and number. All right, street name and number. So what we're going to do is we're literally, don't ever, like, you might know what your address is, but your address is what Google says it is. All right, so like oftentimes I'll get information from a business owner to maybe do some citations for them. And they'll give me an address and then I go over to Google and I'm like, wait a minute. You got the numbers right, you got the things right, but it's off a little. You know, like this is what Google's showing. So in my opinion, I always do what Google's showing because whatever Google says, that's what you are, right? So don't go against the grain. I know sometimes it's tough to do these things, but get down or lay down, right? So let's keep moving in here. So I do not believe that there is a zip code. So maybe it's this. I'm not too familiar. So it's place, Dr. Orleans, street name, and number. Yeah, we're going to go ahead and say it's this postcode. All right, and then we already have Canada inside of there. Your company's network listing and social pages, Twitter, Facebook, Google. Okay, so whatever, again, so now it's asking, and we saw our competition was listing their Twitter and their Facebook. Now, how do you decide or determine which ones are most relevant or prominent, and should you stuff them in here? In my humble opinion, when you take a look at your Google business profile, whatever's being showcased, that's what's relevant, all right? Now, if you don't have anything listed, then whichever one you're actually on or frequent the most, that's easiest for you. Probably Facebook or Twitter or LinkedIn, whatever makes sense for you as a business owner, as a human being, that's the one you put in there, all right? But usually we want to take whatever Google feels is authoritative. That's what we throw in, okay? So all I'm going to do is I'm going to scroll down inside the profile here, and I'm going to see, okay, it's IG, so I'll right-click, open a new tab, Facebook, open and right-click, and open a new tab. I'm going to go ahead and add exactly what Google's showcasing here. Again, we're going to go right with the grain here and make this as simple as possible. So the very first one that I'm grabbing is IG, so bada bing, bada boom. The next one is going to be their Facebook, so we're going to grab that, copy, open this up. Let's go ahead and put in their Facebook, boom. And then the next thing is going to be their YouTube channel. Copy and get rid of this. Perfection. All right, so let's take a look here. Boom, 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 YouTube. Excellent day. Now, Twitter is a powerful entity. So the only thing I want to do here next is, because I know that this is a corporation and I know it's Remax, what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to get their Wikipedia. So I'm going to put in Remax Wikipedia and I'm going to just see if they have an actual entity, and they do. So which I already kind of figured that they did. So we want to go ahead and just make that association. We're calling it out inside of our page. So we will go ahead and add that here. And they also have Wikidata. So what we want to do is we want to go ahead and do Wikidata as well. All right. Now, this particular, I know who this person is. These fields are very, very important. So we will call them out to make those associations. All right. So let's go ahead and add that. We're not going to worry about any of the rest, but as you can see here, we've now created our corporation, or our corporation schema markup. Let me make sure that everything is the same. So we want corporation, and here is, let me just take a look here. So CDN, is that right? Okay. Sierra Static. Okay. Perfection. All right, so those are going to be the images. So now we're going to take this schema markup, and I just want to take a look at this. So type is organization, so we are going to, well, no, I don't want organization. I guess this is considered organizational schema. All right, so this ought to do it. All right, type is organization. So let's get rid of this. Let's come over here. We're going to go here. We're going to go to schema. And then we're going to go to corporation. Nope, this is type corporation, contact point. So we're going to have this inside of here. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to change this to corporation. Okay, so corporation. Now we've mimicked exactly what they have. All right, so you saw what I did there. We're going to take that and we're going to bring it over here to our list. All right, so now we're on a roll. So now, so far, what have we done? We're mimicking again. If you're just joining me, we are literally looking at the top performing websites, and we're trying to determine which schema markups do we need. Now, I'm walking you through the simplest way, which is just using a generator. Usually what I do would just go to the competition, copy all their schema, and then just change out their details to mine, right? To me, it's faster. But, you know, hey, if you're just getting into SEO, or maybe you're not sure what you're looking for, you can use a generator. It's just as easy. All right. So that's what I want to walk you through. All right. Just in case you're not, unsure. Maybe this is the first time you ever heard of schema. So I'll quit jibber jawing. So far we have our corporation schema. We've also listed out our logos, our images, our information on the page, our main URL. Same as, just like our competition has same as schema. So we have our same as schema. We have our local corporation, just like local business, but we're a corporation. So basically we've done our corporation schema, our same as schema, our contact point schema, all those schemas that they have, we have now. All right. Then what we did after that was we created our breadcrumbs. All right, so we wanted to call out some very specific pages. You can come in here and just keep creating list items, but for the scope of today's video and for this particular client, we want to keep it very simple. The next thing is going to be naming that, hey, this is a website, and here's our search action. All right, so now I want to take a look at the leading competition and see what else they have. And then we'll start getting into some more fringe, fun type stuff. Okay, so I'll share some extra stuff with you in a minute, but I want to make sure that we've mimicked everything that we need. So what I want to do here, and how you can check this to make sure you've caught up to your competitor, is once you know you have everything, all right, you're going to copy all the scripts that you've created. You'll copy them, and then what we will want to do is we're going to come right over here to, I'll show you in a second. We're going to go back to google.com, okay, or wherever you're living, do a search, all right? So the search that you want to do is you're going to do rich snippet testing tool, okay? This is a free tool brought to you by Google. I'll go ahead and put that inside of the resource just so you have it. Let me grab the URL quick. All right, so the rich snippet testing tool, which is going to be right here. All right, we're going to look at the code. So you'll click on code, and then you'll just paste the scripts in there that you've created. We're going to do a search with the Google SmartBot, all right, because Google's mobile first. So they actually send both bots, to be honest with you. But that's neither here nor there. So if you ever check your like server logs, you'll see that they send 2 bots. And they actually come a few times. So it's looking very good. We have 4 valid items. So all of our schema markup is all the way over here. As you can see, we have our breadcrumbs, local business, logos, site link search box. Let me just take a look at this. Type corporation, perfect. Name, description, image. Look at all these types. Look at all the schema we've gone in and created now. And we did that in what? We've been able to create everything with a little bit of jibber-jawing in probably 20 minutes, right? So I'm having a lot of fun. Good morning, Michael. Let's welcome everybody. Let's take a small break here. And I appreciate you. If you're here with me, I appreciate you. I want to go ahead and thank you for coming on and sharing time with me. So Pablo, I appreciate. Great to see you. We gotten into the tutorial. GOG, so GT, sorry if I butchered your names. Hey Chris, this is a topic I'm absolutely excited for, myself as well. I thought that this would be very helpful, so I wanted to go ahead and make this I wanted to make an easier type video for you guys and gals. The next thing is Drew. Hey Drew, thank you brother, I appreciate the donation. I truly do, thank you so much. Michael, good morning. Good morning to you, my friend. Rob Turner says, what was the name of the tool you were using? Name of the plugin. All right, so I'll get to that in 2 seconds. Clement, I was missing the video so much. Beast is back. Clement, I am back in action, my friend. I am toning it down a little bit because I'm really picking up. I have more affiliate stuff coming. I'm planning on doing an affiliate group and building up some pages. Like I really haven't nailed down now, so you know, I have a lot going on. So but I'm back at it, dude, and I'm happy to be back. So let's get back over to our let's answer this question for Robert. All right, Robert. The name of the tool that I'm using is Technical SEO's tool, but if you come over here to my Jamboard, I will go ahead and share this with everybody. If you want it, I'll give it to you. So what I'll do is restricted. So what I'll do is I'll change anyone with this link. I'll go ahead and put the link in the chat, and you'll have access to all the tools and all the resources. And there you go. You can have it. Okay. So there's one more that you're going to need, which is the Rich Snippets testing tool. So I will go ahead and also include that into the Jamboard, which we'll update as we talk and as we learn together. Okay. So here, let me just bring this up here. All right, Control V. So search.google test rich snippets. So very simple. This one right here will take care of a lot of basics. These are basic schemas. These are very simple tools. So nothing special here. We're not doing anything crazy yet. All right. We'll get to that in a second. All right. And still, we're not even doing anything that wild. So it's looking like we've pretty much mimicked what they have going on. It took us 20 minutes. I personally don't like to add in review schema only because I did get jammed up a little bit in the past. So I know I get a lot of clients and even past clients that want it. They want those stars, and it's like, to me, it's just not worth it. So I don't personally add it. If they want to go back in and add it, have at it. So we have the website. We have all the corporation, the contact points. We have all of that. We have our same as in there. Let me just double check. So customer service. Okay. So let's do one of those. All right. So let me go in there and add that. So what we're going to do is we're going to come over here and we're going to actually add a person. So what this is going to be customer service representative. Yeah, representative. So customer. So this is going to be Remax customer service. Okay, so the URL. What I want to do is I want to go over here to the contact page. All right, and I want to make sure that they can get in contact. So I believe I did the M first. I'm going to do the O this time for customer service. So we're going to do the URL, which is going to be the contact, the social profile, or wait, should I have something else in here? Let me just double check here. Oh, I didn't see local business. I didn't see it last time. Let me see if they have it. Corp. All right, so I didn't think so. URL. All right, so let's just see here. Longitude and latitude. Okay, so let's just grab this quick. We're going to go in here and go to maps. Okay. Now, in order to grab, all right, so we're going to add in a has map schema markup. So what we're going to do to add that is we're going to click on the business. Okay. And then if you're utilizing the Plepper plugin, you're able to grab the coordinates or the longitude and latitude very quickly. So I'll add that to the resource. This makes this part of the job very, very simple. So what we're going to do is grab these coordinates here. So in here, I'll show you this. So what we're going to do here is add a department. Okay. So I actually like this one a lot better because it's a lot more, there's a lot more. The Cali Cube one is not as, just doesn't have the same, it doesn't have the same features that I'm looking for. So I'm actually going to change this out and we're going to add this in here. So the name is going to be, so what we're going to do is we're going to take the information that's here and we're just going to add it over here because I actually, this is usually the tool. For some reason, I didn't see it the first time. So the image URL is, sorry about that. I have to, I want this one because I want to include the map. I didn't see it the first time for whatever reason. Oh, well, no big deal. All right, so we're going to add this copy. All right, bring this over here. Okay, so image ID, at ID, image URL, boom. At ID URL, image URL, at ID URL, at ID URL. Oh, the at ID URL is at the main website. So, at ID URL is going to be this one. All right, copy. We're going to grab this. Okay, so the phone number, let's go ahead back over here. We'll grab this. Let's get the phone number that we use. So it's 1122. So copy. We're going to go ahead and add that in there. V. And then what we want to do is we want to actually add the contact page. So it's copy. Bring that over here. We're going to add the URL. So it's copy. Price range, no sir. Or ma'am, no ma'am. What we want to do next is we want to get the address. So we're going to copy that. Bring that over here. We're going to do the street, which is this. The city is going to be Ottawa, and then the zip code is this right here. So let's bring that over here, zip code. Okay, city is Ontario, right? Ontario. State, Providence, region. Okay, so city is Ottawa, and then the country is Canada. And then this is going to be Ontario. Yes. So Ontario, Ottawa's the city, Canada. Okay, Lange and Lad. All right, perfect. So now we're getting into the point that we need to go ahead and utilize the Plepper tool. So what we're going to do now is we want to get the longitude and latitude for the has map schema. So this is going to be an additive that the competition didn't take that extra step to do. So we want to add a has map. We also want to, what we're going to do is I'm getting more into some little tweaks, some just bonuses that we want to add in. So bear with me here. This is some, I guess you could say this is advanced because we're going to start tweaking it. This is why these little things are the reason why, well, you pay an SEO to do things, right? Like, this is why I charge, because these things. You see what I mean? So I want to share them with you so you can do them for your site, so you can get an advantage, all right? So they're small things, but they're helpful. I want to make these associations, just like CaliCube is trying to do. They want to make those associations, but I need to make associations with powerful entities. Yes, Wikipedia is a powerful entity. My website is a powerful entity. Wikidata is a powerful entity, but nothing's as powerful as Google, and nothing validates your business better than a Google business profile, right? So I want to validate my business through Google Business Profile, and I want to say, hey, I have a map. Hey, my machine readable ID link is this. You see, I want to make these associations and help Google. Along with this, I also want to add in another same as Remax, which is the big conglomerate, okay? So we want to make these associations. I want to do this at the end because if you're following with me so far, you have the basic stuff. Now we're going to start making tweaks, okay? So let's do that together. All right, Lange and Lad, very simple. What I'm going to do to pull that out is I'm going to grab it here. And then I'm going to come back over here to this particular tool and we're going to add it in. So you see this, these minuses matter. Okay, so make sure you keep those in there. We're going to add that in here, but this comma needs to go. Okay, so that's the Lange and Lad. All right, let me make sure it didn't change that. 45376. I don't know. Wrong. No, that's right. Okay, good. I have it right. I had it right the first time. All right, so we have that inside of there. Now, what we want to do is we want to go ahead and put our hours in. So, again, this is something I don't think that the competition took the time to do because they just use the basic corporation. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the local business, make it corporation, which is just a change of word, right? But normal business owners wouldn't know this. I'm going to swap the word from local business to corporation, utilize the same data because it's all JSON LD. And then I'm going to add those little things in there, right? I'm going to start making associations. So we're going to do that together. All right, department. All right, so this down here. All right, social profiles. So let's add our hours inside of here. And I believe that this particular business is open 24 hours, if I'm not correct. Yep, open 24 hours, 7 days a week. Perfect. So that makes life very easy. Day of the week, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And it's going to be from 12. All right, I think from 12 to 12, right? Maybe it's 21. I think that's how it does. Let me double check. All right. Let me just double check so I don't mess up. All right, so let's just come inside of here. Okay, this guy looks like he's using Schema, so let's just come over here. All right, you're using Schema Markup. View page source, Control F, Schema. Okie dokie. So he's got a nice little code inside of here. He's using the aggregate rating, which we will not be using today. So, oh, they just wrote it in here. 24 hours. 24 hours. So I don't want to do it that way. I want to do it the right way. They have it in there as schema as 24 hours, but all right, so let's just do it this way. So let me think to myself. SEO in I don't know, Houston. Let me just go copy somebody, because I'm assuming that an SEO would have the the schema on the page. I would think. I have no idea who this dude is. If this is your site, I'm sorry. I'm looking for the proper way to write that out. I don't recall if it's like 12 to 2100, if that's proper or not. I'm looking for so this is usually what I do. All right, so contact is telephone. Okay. So it looks like WP footer. Okay. Oh, I guess. Oh, this guy is being a little bit tricky. All right, so schema.org organization. So he went ahead and did that, named all that, named this, and then schema.org required name search string, and then we added some text. That's interesting. So image object. All right, so our hours should be coming down here. So with duration, I'm looking for the hours and how they're written. If you watched my other video, I had the same issue. I forget. It's not usually. Let's go for local. Business. Oh, they're trucker. Nah. I guess it doesn't matter that much. All right, so here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to do what the other guy did. Here, somebody probably give it to me. Give it to me, boys. You guys have it? The best turnover. Looks like there is a budding for 24. Did you see one there? Let's take a look here. Open 24 hours. You're the best. Open 24/7. Dude, I didn't even see that. I'm glad I looked. All right, so thanks for that. Let's move on. Moving into the next thing is department. So we have our local business. Let me just make sure. So, oh, I see. So, okay, opens and closes. Days of the week. All right, so let's get rid of that. So add hours, so 24/7. All right, so that's simple. Okay, so add a department. So let's do the next thing here. Let me make sure I have everything. So all of this is in here. Perfect. Okay, now we have our hours. Everything looks pretty good. Here's what I want to do. Add a department. Okay, so let's get rid of this one. And then what we want to do is we want to add in customer service. Are you going to let me do it? No? Okay, that's okay. All right, give me this. Am I missing a phone number here? Here, get rid of this. Okay, copy. And now what I need is, so we have the corporation. All right, so IG, Facebook, and YouTube. All right, what were those URLs again? Let's make sure we get those in there. Okay, Facebook, copy, bring this over here. Facebook, done. Okay, does it allow me to add in a, okay, it does. So Facebook, Instagram, let's grab Instagram, copy. So Instagram is going to be this. YouTube is going to be this one. Copy. Add that in there. Boom. And then what we're going to do is we're going to start adding in website. Wikipedia. So let's go ahead and add our Wikipedia. Copy. So we have our wiki in there. And then we'll add in our, we'll add a website. All right, so now the next one is going to be the wiki data. So I'll add that in. All right, now do I see the address? All right, so address is this. Geo coordinates. Okay. Okay. All right, now let's just see here. All right. All right, now. I want to get something. The reason why I'm looking for it, I already have a template, but the reason why I'm looking for it is I want to give you another resource to be able to add the HasMap because I want to make the association. Okay. So I want it, again, I'm just trying to get you guys and gals resources to make this as easy as possible. The schema site you would think is really nice, but a lot of people dislike it immensely for whatever reason. This is microdata only. Okay. So for this, I don't believe this. All right, well, this particular gentleman does not want, he does not want any, he just wants JSON LD. So unfortunately, I can't add it to this schema, but if you want to get the HasMap in there, you can. But what I'm going to do for this gentleman, just because he wants it a specific way, is I'm going to come out here. And what we want to add in here is we want to add in this machine readable ID. So we're going to go ahead and grab this. Okay. So KGID. So what you want to do is this URL right here is perfectly fine. All right, so copy that. What we're going to do is we will add that inside of there. So we have our wiki data. All right, so now let's grab this script and I'm going to show you how to start adding in a few more things. Okay, so we're going to copy that. We're going to bring it over to here. Okay. All right, so we did this. All right, so here's the one that we previously had. So we're just going to make this a little bit smaller. Okay, I think it's just this one here. So Control V. And then you see how these are added inside of here? See how they put a comma? Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to add a comma, and then we're going to hit enter. Then we're going to come over here, and we're going to go like this. And then we're just going to add into this page. We're literally, it's the same exact script. I'm just adding another spot, all right? So we want to call out some details from their map. We want to make that association inside of our microdata. So what we want to use is we want to utilize the machine readable ID. So that's why this knowledge panel here, this G tag, we want to get that in here. Here's the knowledge panel. Boom, we're calling it out. So we're going to grab this. And then we're just going, does it let me do it in here? No? Okay, that's okay. No, that's not a problem. I'll just do it over here. So we're just going to simply add it. Boom. Okay. And then we're going to add this like this. Let me make sure it's one line. Nope. Okay, it has to be done that way. Okay. Now, so we called that one out. Now let's do one more. Because again, we want to make this association as much as we possibly can. All right, so this is going to be the CID link. Copy that, and we will add that one into our micro data or schema markup, our JSON. Okay, so again, we're going to do the same exact thing here. We're going to come into this one. We're going to put a comma. We want to go ahead and just keep this as clean as we can. All right. Okay, that ought to do it. All right. So we did the CID, we did the machine readable ID, we called the knowledge panel, so we made that association, so that one's done. Now let's just double check this quick. So that's two that they didn't have. So we will copy this, bring it over here. What we're going to do is we're going to go right back over to the rich snippets tool. Okay. And the only thing that we're going to change here is where it says local business. We're going to swap this out and we're going to make it say corp oration. Okay. And we're going to go copy A, copy this. We're going to come right back over to here and we're going to go to the code and we're going to paste it in. All right. Now, as that runs, we're going to test the code and make sure that everything is on the up and up. Give me 1 second. I'll be right back. If you have any questions, feel free to go ahead and throw them in. We're going to keep adding some more schema. The beginning part was to make it as simple as possible for you. Here you go, Hayes. Have some drink. I'm getting my dog some... Let me get my dog a bevy. It's freaking harassing me. My dog drinks bottled water. Yes, I know. I know. Did he earn it? He did. He guards the door. It's his sole purpose. He doesn't let anybody near little Chris. So, job well done. And he doesn't pull him when he walks him. And he's, I don't know, 70 pounds, I think. 65 pounds, the dog. Pretty big dog. Not overly vicious, but relatively large gentleman. Now, let's just take a look and see if you have any questions about anything. Yes, yes, yes. Yep. So it looks like we're doing good. Oh, wait a minute here. Is this off a little bit? Ah. That's no problem. How's that? Okay. Now, I think that we pretty much have everything that we need as far as this job is concerned, but I like to do a good job, right? So we've already mimicked everything that's done here that this competition has. I showed you this tool. I showed you all the tools. Actually, I want to take off the Jamboard this tool because I knew that the other one was better, and I really just... I think that this is the best one out there right now that's free, that's easy to use. So the only other thing that I want to do inside of here is I want to take a look at some more things that are in here. And what I want to do is I want to add in for this particular user, I want to come inside of here and we're going to go to our schemas, product offer. All right, so product, let me just take a look at this, SKU, get, okay. All right, so number of ratings. So this is going to be product aggregate rating. So I don't know if he wants to do that, but if you're ever trying to beat this system a little bit, you can use the product review schema. This gets the stars to pop on the home page, and you can usually get away with it. But again, this is up to you if you want to do something like that. I don't really like adding a whole bunch of stuff that's unnecessary. Like I know people stuff in award schema and all this type of stuff. But if you have it, it's good to have at least one. So I'll show you this one. All right. So award schema is something that you definitely want to have. So what we'll do is we'll come over here if you have it. So what we're going to do is we're going to do award schema generator. There's going to be two. We're going to add award schema generator. So schema markup, microdata. So local business. I'm pretty sure. Let's see if it gives it to me in here. Awards. No. This term has been, oh. Okay, so then don't do that one. So then the only other one is going to be the disambiguation. So, article disambiguation schema JSON LD. Okay. As soon as I get it, learn about this schema markup. So what we're going to do here is we will go ahead and create this briefly. So title. All right. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and grab this one. So I highly advise calling these out because you can add a lot of fun stuff inside of here, namely the article, the URL, the headline, and then disambiguation. Disambiguation, I'll share with you in a moment what that is. But we want to go ahead and get this stuff in here. So let me just take a look at this. Article, headline, image, date. I'm looking for, so we already have that. We have that. Let's go down in here. Implementation of AMP. All right, so here's the author name, the URL, text. So publisher's logo. So here's some more stuff. Publisher's name. Okay. And main entity of page. The canonical URL of the page. Okay. So I think they should already have that. Author URL. They have that. Google logo. News article. Nah, it's not a news article. But it is an article. Alright, so person, organization. I don't know if I should be using that one. Let me just double check here. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to do article headline. Headline. All right, image. Main entity, it's a web page. The ID is the article, the headline, the image. All right, so let's get off of this one. I just want to go ahead and grab this article schema type. I'm looking for something that's just simple for you guys and gals. All right. Article schema and article all right, article schema. So let's see if we can just grab one of these here quick. So text, article body, article section. No. All right, so this is, so here's speakable, pagination, page end, article body. Give me a second here. Speakable, The number of words in the article, so this is integer, so this is no good. If it says text, then that means you can add it to the page, okay? Just so we all know when you're on this page. So accessibility summary. Here, better yet, watch this. I don't know where to go and grab it. Where you can grab it is you can get it from me, okay? Schema template. I think this ought to do it. Oh, perfect. So this is from my good friend. This isn't the one that I like to use, though. Schema template. Fact schema. Here we go. This is mine. I made this one. So we can just go ahead and name this one. So this has our search string. So we've created this for the client already. This is usually the template I use. But here's what we're going to do. We're going to go in here and just grab this so I can give it to my client. And what I'll do is I will go ahead and add in I'll add it for you. Okay. So here's what we're going to do here. I'll add it into the resource for the Jamboard, and I'll give it to you. All right, so the name, we have that. Description, your description goes here. Telephone, so there's the logo, we added that. Hazmap added that, so currencies we're not concerned with. Opening hours, disambiguation description. So this is what we're gonna need to add to ours. And then the founding date, I like to have that as well. All right, so let's go ahead and add those in. Okay, so here's what we're going to do. Now, these are two things that they didn't like to add in there for whatever reason. So what we're going to do is you're going to come up to here, and I will give them to you because I think that these particular pieces of information are valuable. Knowing when the business started and also knowing when what's on the page. So that's what we're going to do. So here's this particular page. So we have our URL, telephone. Here's our address and our country and all of our other details. So bam, bam, bam. Postal code, addresses, country. We're going to go ahead and add it here. So we will add a comma, enter, Control V. So we're going to move this over. Boop, boop, boop. Keep it clean and nice. We're going to add this. And then their business opened when. Let's just go take a look so we can add it in here. So they have been in business since, let's figure it out. I don't recall. So here they are. So they have been in business since Well, I really couldn't tell you. Let me take a look here. Here's your knowledge panel. Well, it doesn't say. Couldn't have been too long. Well, here's what I'll do for you. I'm going to give it to you. Well, 10 years. All right, so let's just say 2012 was the open date, right? Let's go ahead and give them that. Schema Markup template, Schema Markup template. So we're going to go ahead and give them this one. So we're going to say 2012 was their founding date. And we're going to move this over. You're going to take away the comma. So it's 2012, and the disambiguation description, what you're going to put in here is whatever is on the page. So disambiguation schema is going to be the description of the page. And what we would like to do, or what I like to do, is get that content into the page. So what I do is I use SEO Quake. I go to density, right? And then I scroll all the way down. And whatever's in here, that's exactly what I add to the disambiguation description. All right, so this is where you can add this into the article, but this isn't an article. I'm adding this to the corporation. I'm giving a disambiguation inside of the corporation. Okay, so I'm naming this inside of here for them, making it very easy. All right, so and then what's great about this is I'm able to get more relevance to the page. So you literally inside of here, you're going to hit Control V, and I know it looks like a lot, but that's okay. Google's smart. They can read this. So we're going to hit Control A just to make sure that everything's running. We're going to bring it over here. We're going to go into our Rich Snippets tool. We're going to come back because we always want to test as we're going. Because if I missed something, before you deliver it to your own website or you deliver it to a client, you want to make sure it's clean. So as you can see here, here's our entire script right here. Look at all this schema. Right? And you saw how easy that was. I used tools. We made it very easy. You know, like I hear people doing it and they try to make it sound really fancy. I saw people charging obscene amounts of money to do this, right? So I really wanted to show you how you can do it for yourself and make it as easy as possible. You could probably do this faster just by grabbing it from someone's site, but as you can see, everything's clean. Everything is working. And here it is. So now there's one more thing that I like to do. And that's what we're going to do here. All right, so all the code is clean. So let's, well, he said he doesn't want anything else that's super fancy. I already went above board. So that's going to take care of that particular order. So this is good to go. We have everything that's needed. So we're going to go File, Save As. We're going to go to the desktop and we are going to do Ottawa Schema Markup Delivery done. And today is 2/2 of 22. 22222. Awesome. So I'm very happy. Sorry to drag that out a little bit. I can come back and edit this. Because I was thinking as I was talking. But let's see if you guys have anything I could help you with. I hope that was easy. I hope I made it simple. I know I could chop some of that out, and I will. Let's move into another topic. All right. Let me think to myself. I took care of that. That's the schema. All right, guys. Listen. And gals. Anybody that's here. Anybody that wants to learn. So do yourself a massive favor. I highly, highly advise. If you're in my private group, I'm going to cover this coming up. But entities are relatively powerful, okay? I utilize a tool called TextRaiser. All right, it's very easy to use. What I recommend to you, my friends, and I don't want to get too far in the weeds because it'll show my API key and it's really funky. But here, I have a test account here. If you come over here to TextRaiser, I'll just show you text. I don't want to give up my API key because I'm trying to get a couple accounts so I can run more calls because we're making a little bit of a tool. But TextRaiser, what it does is here's a demo. What's really great about this is remember the demonstration that Google used to give you when they used to give you that like free demonstration. It would pull out the entities for you, right? It would give you salience. It would give you different types of scores for, you know, like NLP details, all right? So what I'm looking for here is particular entities that I can start making associations. Meaning, you know what your main keyword is, exact match. You know what a partial match is. You know what LSI is, or a co-occurring keyword, right? So these are the most relevant terms. Well, what's even more relevant, or what are main ideas or main topics, are like your entities. So by making entities or adding these words into your pages, and more importantly, into your schema, this makes your pages even more relevant. Now, I showed not too long ago a tool called Inlinks. in my opinion, I think Inlinks is using this API to distribute data. So, this is just my humble opinion because it's very, very similar, okay? So what I did is I went in here to the documentation for Python, because Python's easy. And what you can do is you'll get an API on the other page. Once you sign up, you can get the API for this. You can put your API in here, and all you have to do is, if you're using Windows, go and download Python. I think they're on like 39 or 37. If you don't have Python, go get Python. And so you'll have Python. If you already have it, great. So you'll get Python. This is Python. It's very simple. And you need to, I guess this is another thing. But what you do is you go to pip install, right? So you go inside your file folder where Python is held. You go into the actual downloads and you go to the pip.exe, right? You'll put in the whole URL string here, and then you'll do pip TextRaiser. Go install TextRaiser. Once you get TextRaiser, then you run this next strip of code here with the API, and then instead of this being BBC, you could put in the top performers of one website. Pull out all the entities. Then go to the number 2 ranker. Pull out all the entities. Then you get a nice grouping of entities that the top performers have. And then you go and add them to your pages and add them to your schema. And now you, poof, you have the most relevant page, and you can do it all for free. You know? So I'll walk through it so you can do it. I think you'll really like it. I think you'll really, really like the outcome. I think you'll love it, actually. I really do. I wouldn't say it unless it would help you. Like, my goal is to help, you know? So, I'm trying to think, do I have any other work that I have to do? I do. I do have more work to do. Let's do more work together. Here's what we'll do. I've been passing off a lot of, whoa, what is there people in here? How did you guys get in here? Oh, because I shared the link. Chris. Oh my God. Maybe it's time for bed. Nah, I'm not tired at all. So here's what I'll do. I do have some more work. Bear with me here. Let me go over to my dashboard. Stick with me here. I'll go over to the dashboard and we'll do a quick GMB optimization, if that sounds good. I have a client. Oh, dude, I got some crazy stuff. I got some cool backlink stuff to show you guys. Here, I want to get this on the table just while we're here together. I don't know how many people are here. So here's what I'm doing. I thought about doing this a while ago, and now that I see that it's people are enjoying it, I want to split up. I want to split my classes up. I want to do my testing. So I'm doing SEO testing, and right now I'm doing some group consulting. But what I want to add in the middle of that is going to be a live affiliate case study. And then after we get done doing the affiliate, I'll move right into, say, like lead gen or something. But I don't really like that. I like affiliate. So I want to be able to I want to do 2 things. Set up a PBN, right, live, and show people how to do it. And then the next thing is, I went through a lot of struggles, and I'm pretty sure I can help you with this. And then on the second part of that is beginning till end, the whole thought process, everything I'm going to order, everything I'm going to do, and we'll do an affiliate build out, right? From 0 day to rank, right? Everything in between. And then that way I could split it up into 3 separate classes or rooms or however you want to look at it. But it's all in one day. So 2 hours each session, 2 hours of SEO testing, 2 hours of a literal live build out, affiliate build out, and then 2 hours of just group coaching, consulting, anything you need help with, your project, you get a time. I literally set a timer and you get time. That's it, right? I'm also going to stop doing these sessions here on YouTube. What I'm going to do is create a members only section inside of YouTube. And what I'm going to do is these live sessions, and instead of hosting them, what I'm thinking about doing is, not thinking, what I'm going to do is we're going to meet every single day. Guess what on day? On Thursday. So on Thursday, every single Thursday, because I know people like consistency on a specific day, I'm going to do members only, right, on YouTube. And it's going to have, you'll have your own section. And what I'm going to put in there is there's going to be two levels. The first level for $2 or $1, I haven't decided, probably $2, $2 to $5, I think I'm going to do something cheap. We'll do a live session every Thursday, and I'll do surprise ones like whenever I'm bored, boof, we'll just show up. We can do audits, we can do whatever you want. It doesn't matter. But it'll be these live sessions, members only on YouTube. And then what's even better is the next level up for say $5 or $7 or whatever, I don't know, something cheap, super cheap, super cheap. So everybody can do it. But that way it's hidden. Like we can be more open with stuff. Like I could help, like we could look at sites. It'll be really cool. But what I think I want to do is then I'll put I can't put the new fresh stuff up, right? But all the old trainings or older trainings, I'll add in there each day. You see what I'm saying? Because I have new stuff coming up. I have 3 new trainings about to release that I'm going to give to my mastermind members, and anybody else that wants to learn it. But more importantly, the other stuff that's there that's still relevant and useful, I'll put into the membership area here on YouTube. So I have a new mastermind group plus a new membership that'll be on YouTube. So there's even more learning. I hope they like it. And here's the best part, right? It's super cheap, right? But there has to be a barrier because people won't like. If it's completely free, there's no value. But even if it's $1 or $2, then people, it's just better. It's like a little group. It just makes it better. Even it's kind of like when you're playing poker, right? If you're playing for free, you're like all willy-nilly, right? Like I'm all in. But even if you're betting $1 or 50 cents or a quarter a hand or a penny a hand, I've played for a penny with my buddies, it makes it that more interesting, right? You get what I'm saying? Right? If you're not a poker player, then you don't understand. But I hope that makes sense to you, my friends. In any case, how do you add this to the site? Meaning, how do you add it to the site without making the formatting look obnoxious like code? Well, why? Let me ask you a question. So, what do you mean by obnoxious? And why does it matter if the code? Because we know that code size doesn't matter. The objective of today's video was to be as simple as possible. Having these few scripts, there's 4 scripts here, okay, on a page, especially if you're using WordPress. Like pick a WordPress site, any WordPress site, just throw one out there, just pick one. Brian Dean? Okay, let's go look at backlink. Or better yet, how about Neil Patel's site, right? The Dundada. Let's go look at his source code quick. Let's do that together. So Neil Patel. So this is the Dundada of everything. So let's see if his code's super clean and I like your terminology, obnoxious. And then this will give us a benchmark of does it matter? Because if the Dundada, he has infinite funds, right? He would be doing it right? So let's see what he does, okay? So, and I already know the answer, but I want to hammer it home that minifying is completely irrelevant. Google's going to crawl and read it anyway. So I want to keep this tutorial as easy and as simple as possible so everybody can do it, but I will share with you how you can add it to your site next. But let's just take a look here because I personally don't feel that that's necessary. Nor do I feel that hiding it is necessary. So let's just take a look here at right click. We're going to view the page source. And then do you see how clumsy? Like look at all of this. There's tons of it. Like adding a few JSON to the page is not going to make that much of a difference. Let's go into a blog page quick. And see if we're utilizing anything else. Like a high ranking blog, this one's probably pretty good. No, not that one. Let's just take a look at the blog. And I'm just trying to hammer a point home. Like I wouldn't be overly concerned with that. All right. Don't worry about the code. Like don't worry, like look at all this. Look at this. You see what I'm saying? Like, I wouldn't worry about the code. We're talking about just 4 little pieces, 4 little scripts that'll be up at the top. Not a problem. So don't worry about that, my friend, is what I'm getting at. All right, so the next piece is, well, how do you add it? So I don't use WordPress, but let's say that you are using WordPress. Let me think to myself. If you're using WordPress, all right, there's a few things that you can do. If you're using WordPress in the first instance, then you probably are not very savvy with HTML or CSS, right? So that would mean that you're probably using an SEO plugin, correct? Right? So you really have 2 options then. So the first thing would be either utilize SEO Press. Okay, so SEO Press is something that I like to install onto my clients' websites if they don't have it, just to make it easy for them, like when I'm setting them up. So within SEO Press, you can add your custom schemas. So stuff that's not already included, or you want to add specific schema to a specific page, SEO Press makes this very, very easy. It's literally 2 clicks of a button, okay? It'll tell you, it'll literally, on the left-hand side, it'll walk you right through it. It's so simple. And if you get stuck, all you got to do is SEO Press, tutorial, how to add schema, okay? So that's that one. Now, if you don't like SEO Press, some people don't, my second best, or these are equals to me. These 2 plugins are the 2 that I like to use. It doesn't matter. Like, whatever the client want, like, hey, like, oh, I heard that one stinks. Okay, I'll use this one. Oh, I heard that one stinks. Then I'll use this one. Doesn't matter, right? These are both equal. I just like SEO Press because it's cheaper, okay, for the pro version. So if you want to do this one, is all in one SEO Pro plugin. Again, this makes it so simple to add schema and custom schema. I like both of these SEO plugins equally. Now, let's say you're a little bit more advanced like myself, or maybe you, and you want to add this. So let's say you go to racknerd.com. This is where I do some hosting for some of my sites, especially sites that I like to showcase on here, just in case, you know, I don't hold too many things in here. I've moved some of my other stuff that I had. As you can see, I had a reseller account. I had 10 different sites in there. I think the main one was Chris Palmer SEO. So this one's SERPclick. All right, so let's say that you are in here. How do you add it? So how you can add it is, even if you're using WordPress or you're using HTML, then you have a cPanel. This is a cPanel, right? Or the equivalent of. You'll go into your file manager. Once inside of your file manager, the next thing that you want to do is, and you should have this, this is literally cPanel. Pretty much every site has this or an equivalent, okay? The next thing that you want to do is you're going to go to your public HTML, and your whole website should be listed inside of the public HTML. All of your pages should be listed here. So it's either going to be like this page, or your home page will say index.html. You'll have your other pages, and they'll all be listed in here. All you have to do is go into your cPanel, right-click, and click on Edit. Edit. Now, when we come inside of here, you have your HTML and you have your body, right? All we have to do then is simply come over here and let's say, here, better yet, I'll show you from the very beginning. How about that? So here, watch this. We'll go to W3 School. Okay. All right. Let's rewind this. Rewind, right? Here, watch this. So W3 School, HTML website editor. Remember, when you create your WordPress site, it's really just HTML, CSS, some JavaScript, and some JSON, right? It just makes it easier. It's a content management system. But really, at the end of the day, your website is just this. It's the same exact thing. You actually have a cPanel, and you have a MyAdmin PHP. You can get into the same thing. This is how I do it. So I can only show you how I do things, okay? So let's say that you're inside of your WordPress. You'll log into your cPanel. You'll go to your file manager, and then you'll get into your cPanel, all right? Once inside of your cPanel, all right, what you're looking for is you're looking for your public HTML. Double click. When you double click on your public HTML, you're going to see all of your pages that are on your website. Every page, it's there, okay? So once you have that, when you find the page that you want to add, index.html is your homepage. All the other pages will be listed. So let's say it's the homepage, for instance, because that's the schema that we created today. All right. So your page will look like this. Let me grab one. So here's an HTML. So your page is probably something like, all right, so here's a page. Let's grab a cool one. Here, let's grab so it looks like a website. Okay, so W3. Let me just grab a quick little template here, just to show you an example of how to add it, okay? And then I'll include this into the video. So I love these Bootstrap. So Bootstrap has CSS and HTML, so these are really fun. That's usually what I use, but I'm looking for one that has a design so you could see what it's going to look like. All right, perfect. All right, so let's pick one. So let's say that this, I don't know, pick one. All right, let's say that this is your website. So we'll go to demo. Okay, so this is what your website is looking like, right? When you see it. But really what it is it's this, okay? So now, this is your website, okay? Here's your website. When you go into your cPanel, I'll start from the beginning. You'll click on File Manager. Once you get to your File Manager, you're going to double click on Public HTML. Now, when you're inside your public HTML, this is your entire website, okay? When you're looking at these pages, index.html, this is the home page. All the other pages will be listed, okay? So what I'm going to do is I want to double click on the index.html, or right click, I'm sorry, and then click edit. When I click edit, I'm now looking at my home page. So what I'm going to do for this example is instead of having what I currently have there, because that was just a test that I was running, which I've already recorded and I already have the answer to. What we're going to do is we're going to literally take this and we're going to say this. Okay, so we're going to say that this is a test to show how to add schema markup. Okay, so now we have our HTML, our title, doc type is HTML, HTML. So there we go. Here's our header. Okay, image header. Here's our grid. So here's our whole website. It's all listed here. So this is fun. Okay. Now what's fun about schema, and especially the types that we're adding, they don't need to go into the header. Okay. But you can add them into the header. Okay. So here's what we're going to do. Here's the header and there's the header. Okay. So we have our header. Let me just take a look at this here quick. But what I'm looking for is not the header, I'm looking for the body. Because what's great about schema is you can put it into the body content, okay? And we know that the body is one of the best places to put things. Now, oftentimes people will say, put it into the header so it loads first. However, if you're looking for an example of somebody that puts it into the body, take a look at Moz's website, okay? Moz adds quite a bit of schema to the body. And then this will go ahead and I'll share with you another trick. If you stick with me, I'll share with you a trick. So what we're going to look for is we're going to go Control F and we're going to look for the body. Okay, let me look for the body content here. So we have to find where it says body. Okay, so here's our footer, here's our scripts. So there's the end of the body. Okay, so I could put it in here. So what I'm going to do is instead of having it inside of the top, I'm going to put it into the body content. So I'm going to go down here to the very bottom. I'm going to take my schema for Ottawa. I'm going to take this schema markup. And if you want, you could put it into the head. This is up to you. But for this instance, just so it doesn't look cluttered up at the top, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and add the schema here. So now I have this Ottawa real estate. So here's the example. We're going to go copy. Okay, we're going to come back over here to our, remember, we went into our cPanel, File Manager. Once inside of File Manager, we went to Public HTML. Double click, now we're inside the index.html, which is our home page. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to do copy A, Control V. Now we've added our new website, okay? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to save the changes. And please note, for the name of this website, or the title of the page, what I called it was, this is a test to show how to add schema markup. So when we get to the page, that's the title of the page. So not only will I make that the title, this is a test of the page, but I'll also add it to the H1. So bear with me. So H1, I need to find the H1, because remember, there's CSS on here. So here we go. So here's our H3, H1. Perfect. So what we're going to do here is, instead of calling it a fashion blog, I'm going to say this is a test. So save. Okay, now we're going to come over here and we're going to go to SERP click click.io. And boom, here's our blog. Now, I did not load in the CSS resources, okay? I didn't add those files. I just added HTML. So some of the photos and all that stuff is down, but I just wanted to share with you how this works, okay? So now we're on this page. You don't see the schema, okay? But if I take this, I go to copy, and then we come over here to our rich snippets test tool. So rich snippets, okay, .com. Google rich snippets test. So we're going to go ahead and do this URL, and we're going to test the URL. And we just made this live just in HTML and CSS, okay? And we've added our schema. So we're going to see if there's any schema on the page. So as you can see, the schema is valid, okay? As you can see here. So that's how you add it to a page. The easiest, simplest way. Go right into your file manager, find the page that you want to add it to, and just add it to the code. Just add it. You can either add it into the head or into the body. I like to add it into the body. Why? Because that's what Rand does. You know, that's why I started doing it. You know, that's the truth. That's the only truth right there. I saw Mazda's doing it, so I started doing it. That's it. I was like, hey, you know, for a lot of these SEO keywords, these guys are ranking high in a lot of cases, or at least they used to when I was like looking and learning about that. Like I was looking like at Mazda's stuff. So it was a long time ago, right? But I noticed, like, when he was doing those whiteboards, dude, I was watching him, dude. I loved watching those videos. And I'm sure you did too. I know he doesn't really do them that much anymore, but when he did, I was loving them. So in any case, I used to look at their site and be like, oh, and I used to read their community stuff. Like, not anymore, but I used to. And that's where I first started seeing the deployment of schema markup inside the body content. And I was like, ah, these guys might be onto something, you know? So that's when I started doing it, and yes, it's being read. So let's take this another step further. Let's say that you don't want to mess with any of this junk, right? Like, you don't want to play with any of it. So let me show you an advanced way. Say you're on a page where you don't have access to the heading tags and you don't have access to the tags, but you still want to get schema onto the page. Let me show you a trick. All right. So let's say, for instance, you want to get it onto a page. So I know that you like my videos. I hope that you do. Let's go to Chris, or better yet, let's go to this video. All right, so what you'll do, and this is an easy way to do it. I'm just sharing with you the fastest, easiest way. Go to Share, go to Embed. Grab this embed code here, okay? Copy it. And now we're going to go right back to that same example that we were doing before. We'll do it together. I'll show you a tricky way to add schema to the page without having access to the heading code, without going into HTML, well, you still have to go into the HTML, but maybe you don't have an SEO plugin. Maybe you're using like Shopify or something and you can't get schema on the page. I don't know. I don't use Shopify. But let's say that you're running into an issue. Let me show you a trick. All right. So what you can do is, a lot of sites will have they will have access to the cPanel, right? Everything should have access to a cPanel. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to remove all of this details here. Okay, so again, we're going to remove all that, and what we're going to do now is we're going to add this iframe to the page. Okay, Now, what you want to do is we're going to grab this. We're going to grab this Ottawa schema and all these scripts. And all you want to do is you see in between these Pac-Mans, you do a Control V, you add those scripts in between the frame. All right. And then what we're going to do is we're going to save this. All right. Now, so here's that page. We're going to refresh and see how it's just this video that we're watching today. It's just an embed. But what's really fun about this is if we copy this and there's nothing else here, right? But if you bring it over here to the rich snippets testing tool, okay, we'll go in here, we'll put the URL in, unless they change something. They did change something. They did change something. Interesting. It used to trigger it. It used to show it. Oh man, so that's a shame. Well, now I'm sorry. I'm very sorry. That was always a working little trick. Wow, that stinks. It doesn't show it, but it's in the source code. So, is it red? It doesn't say it's detected, so that's hard to say, isn't it? Very interesting, said the blind man. Well, son of a gun. That changed. Oh, and you know what? I used to do it. Let's see here. Structured data testing tool. Let's see if it's still... Oh, I think they go to the Schema Markup validator. Fetch URL. Let's see if they changed it on here too. Dang, I can't believe it. Ah, okay. So it's still pulling it up. We have some warnings here. I must have did something wrong. But, so, when they used to have the other before they switched the rich snippets test, as you can see, I just did another search for that site, and it's pulling it out. It's being read. I don't know if they changed the way it's the detecting system, but when I used to use it before they switched to this test, it used to read it. So, that's interesting. I'm assuming if it made it to the source code, it's being read, especially since I just did a SERP, I just did a test here with schema.org and it pulled it right out. So, you know, this is completely up to you. And then if you take a look in here, the reason why I started doing this too, to hide stuff, was I was doing mass embeds. And what I really like about frames, especially the YouTube one, is you see how like you can put in the title. But not only can you put in the title, but you could put disambiguation of an article, right? So I could put the article in there. I could put my schema in there. Like you could pack these frames with whatever you want. Frames are really cool, man. They're super fun. Like I messed around with them a lot. You could create a whole website right inside the frame and no one will see anything. Originally, when Craig and I and Holly and everybody were doing the tests, I was gonna rank a page with nothing and just put everything into the frame and rank it. But they didn't. I didn't want it to be like super tricky. Like, oh, you must have did something, right? I'd spoke with Craig before, and he's like, nah, that's not that's not the way to go, because it would just have been a white page like this, and I probably would have got the same rankings, right? So that's how you do that. I know that took a little bit to explain, but that's it. And if you want to load these resources, then you'd literally have to go in and create a CSS page, like a CSS file, so you could call those resources. Like you'd have to name the, like, you'd have to make a CSS, like images.css page, and then I'd have to load the images in there. And then inside of the HTML, I'd have to call those images. Right? So that's why when you went to that, when I just showed you the example, there was nothing. That's why, because I didn't add those resources. I just took the HTML and threw it up for you. All right, so that's how you do that. I hope that clarifies that for you, my friend. Ah, my goodness gracious. So we've been just chatting away here. That's so funny. All right. Well, we did it a couple times. Here, I'll show you something quick here. Share your screen. Can't see the screen. All right, so here we go. How do you feel about adding schema to GTM? Aha. Can't see the screen. Dude's on a roll. Keeping the secret sauce. No, no secret sauce. Here, I'll run back through quick. Sorry, guys and gals. Here, I'll show it to you. All right, so here. Let's make this as simple as possible. So this goes back to the question, all right? So let me just share it with you guys this. So you asked me how to add it to the page, all right? So for beginners, if you're a beginner and you're still using WordPress, or even if you're intermediate or advanced and you're using WordPress, just because it's a content management system and you don't think cPanel's easy, or admin panel or direct admin or any of the other services, like I just like to use cPanel and just make the files. It's easier for me. It's just simpler, right? WordPress just adds a lot of bloat and a lot of extra work, in my opinion, right? I like to keep things simple, clean, and fast. But let's say you're using WordPress. If you're using WordPress, then that would mean that maybe you're not as technically savvy. So that would mean that you're probably using a plugin, right? So if you're going to use plugins, there's two that I really like. I don't have an affiliate link. These are just two that I really like. So the first one is SEO Press. So within SEO Press, it's called SEO Press plugin. It's this right here. You can add custom schema types plus a lot of the schemas that I shared with you today. So it'll just add them all, but you can add custom by the page. And then if you make custom schema like I did today, and you made the scripts, you can literally add custom to the pages that you want. If you don't like SEO Press, the reason why I like it is because it's so cheap, right? That's why I like it and I recommend it. But say you don't like that tool. The next best, and this is a staple, it's probably the Premiere. Like, I dislike Yoast immensely. I'll never recommend Yoast ever. I dislike it so much. It's horrendous, in my opinion. Like the red lights and green lights and all this stuff, like, it's not for me, okay? I don't want to disparage the tool. It's probably a nice tool. I don't know. I don't like it, right? But with that being said, I don't want to have any negative stuff here. All-in-one SEO plugin, all right? This is an excellent tool, but you want the Pro version. Inside of here, it makes all of the SEO stuff very easy. But let's say that you do understand maybe a little bit more technical, and not only is it easier, but it's cleaner and it's faster, especially when adding schema. So here's what I recommend if you want to add custom schema to a page. Like, say you're using a plugin already, but you want to get custom schema added into the page and you want to do it fast without having to play around with the plugins. Let me share with you how to do that, and I'll also share with you how you can just go right into HTML and just add it yourself. It's very easy, all right? So if you're using WordPress, or maybe you just have a regular website, regardless of the fact, you're going to have cPanel, correct? So if you have cPanel, that means you'll have something that looks like this inside of your dashboard, and you should have cPanel, and there should be a file manager. Once you click on File Manager inside of your hosting account, you'll be brought to your cPanel. Once inside of your cPanel, you'll double-click on Public HTML. Everything that's listed inside your Public HTML, this is your website. This is everything. Index.html is your home page. Sitemap XML, that's your sitemap. And then you can have other pages. You can name them whatever you want. These are your pages. So this is one page. All of your pages will be listed here. If you have like subfolders or subcategories, you'll see it'll be broken down. You just double click and then you can go to other pages. Okay, it's very easy. So we are inside of here. So again, you go into your hosting account. You click on your file manager. Once you open up File Manager, you're looking for public_HTML. Double click. Now you're inside of your website. You're looking for the page. Whatever page you want to add your schema to, look for the name of it. You can go up here to the top right-hand corner and just search for the name of the file. The name of what page that you want to add it to, it's a file. Just type it in. Whatever the file, whatever that web URL is, type it in. It'll come up in your list here. Now, for this instance, we're going to do the home page. Okay? So here's to do a full example. Let me share with you how you would add this. So here's what you'll do. So I'll do a full example from beginning till end. We'll just launch a whole web page. So we'll go to W3 school, okay, HTML template, okay. So we'll just come right inside of here. So here's our responsive web design template. Let's pick one, okay. So let's just say that, I don't know. Let's just pick anyone. So let's say it's this, okay. So what we're going to do is we're going to try this ourselves, okay. We're going to copy this, all right. So copy A, copy. So this down here is what you see on your website. Let's say this is your website, okay. So this page is actually just a file. So here it is, index.html. We're going to go to edit, and then we're going to go to copy. We're going to erase this, and poof, there's this page right here. This page here is now right here. So how do you add the schema, Chris? Well, let me share this with you. So once you've gotten the custom schema from me, or maybe you've created it like I've showed you today, you're going to take this custom schema, you're going to copy it. All right. And what you're looking for, quite simply, is see this at the very, very bottom, it says /body. Everything before that is inside the body content. So what I like to do is I like to just come in between here, that last script and this body, and hit Control V. Now I've just added all of that schema that we did together into this page. Now, just so you know that this is a sample, the title of the page is schema demo for YouTube. Okay, so that's the title. The title of the page is up here. Now let's look for our H1. Bear with me here. Let me grab the same, whatever my title is what the H1 is going to be. We'll go to copy. We'll come down here to H1. Bear with me. So here's the H1. So again, the H1 tag that you're going to see is going to be called Schema Demo for YouTube. That's what we're doing today. So now this is your web page, right? Like I showed you. If you're using WordPress, it's the same thing. Went into the file manager, found the page, edited the page. I went into the body content, added the schema. Now I'm going to save it. Then what we need to do is we need to make sure that it's there. So first, let's go to serpclick.io. This is just a test page. And bada bing, bada boom. Oh. Let me just make sure here. Save. Okay. Let's see here. It's probably taking forever. Let me make sure I went to the right one here. HTML. Edit. Edit. Yep. Doc type is HTML. So schema for the demo. All right. We have our schema inside of here. And save the changes. So serpclick.io. Where is it? Oh, I don't have any pictures. So that's probably one thing. Let's add a better one here. Let's add a better one here. Maybe we need one that has color. Because this, it should still show that. Try it yourself. Let's grab this. Here, copy. Bring it back over to here. We need to make sure that we have this correct. All right, and save. Okay, now let's double check. Okay, here we go. I must have missed a freaking thing. Sorry, my mistake. So obviously I did not make the resources for the images. Okay, so here's the page. Again, I went and got it. So we went to our file manager. We went into our public HTML. This is your website. Public HTML, this is what you're showing the web. index.html is always your homepage. Always your homepage. All right, now this is the homepage. What we're going to do now is we're going to grab the schema that we created together in the beginning of this video. And what we're going to do is we're just going to add that schema, copy, into, we're going to go to the bottom, see this script here. We're going to add it right underneath here, Control V. And now we're going to save this in here. Now, we're going to come back here. We're going to, all right, now, as you can see, here's our web page that we just created together. And then you want to make sure that the scheme is there. We added it into the body. You come over here to the Rich Snippets tool because we need to make sure that it's all here. Rich Snippets tool. And now we're going to search that domain, HTTPS, and here it is, serveclick.io. That's the test domain. I use it for all kinds of crap. I test all kinds of junk on it. And then as you can see, all of the, here's the breadcrumbs, right? Breadcrumbs, we have our pages here. This is the stuff that we created together, okay? And then we have our local business schema. It's all here. All right, everything that we created is here. Here's my disambiguation description. Everything's here. Now, I'll show you a trick, all right? So, again, here's what we'll do. So, we'll start from the very beginning. So, just in case you were unsure how to do this. So, I'll go to File, File Manager. So, I'll show you a trick, but let's say you don't want to do the home page. Let's say you want to do another page, okay? So, here's what we're going to do. We're going to go inside of here, and then we're going to create another page. So all you have to do is we're going to go in here, and you're going to click File, and then you're going to go into Public, and then it's going to be just like this. All right, so it's going to be 4-YouTube, okay, .html. Okay, create new. All right, so here's our for YouTube HTML. We're going to come inside of here. We're going to click edit, and we're going to edit this. Okay, now let's say that for whatever reason you cannot get the schema into the page. Let me share with you a way that you can add schema and hide it. Okay, now the rich snippet tool might not pull it, but it's being read. Okay, because the old tool used to pull it. I don't know what's up with the new one, but I'll share this with you. All right, so let's say you're watching one of my videos and you want to use mine, okay? Because I hope that you enjoy my videos and I hope that you've learned with me. So what you'll do is you'll go to a video, maybe one of my videos. And I like this little code because you can add some extra fun inside of here. Okay, so we'll go in here, we'll go to Share. You'll go to the embed code. You're going to grab this frame, okay? I'll show you guys a trick. So you can create an entire page in here, right? So what we're going to do is we're going to go here. So this is for YouTube. We're going to add in this frame. We're going to add the title, which is going to be called for YouTube. Okay, so that's the title. Then what we're going to do is we're going to literally grab that schema, that same schema that we created before, and we're going to put it into here. Now, the only thing that a human being is going to see is going to be a video. So what we'll do is we'll save this. And then we're going to come out here to the World Wide Web, okay? And we're going to go to https://serveclick.io /4-YouTube.html, okay? Enter. Bam. Here's our video. Here's our page. Just like I mentioned before, everything's going to be listed in here. Now, as you can see here, there's nothing else here, right? There's nothing here. But if I take this URL, all a human being is going to see is a video. But if I come out here, okay, so let's get rid of some of these templates. If I come out to the, structured data testing tool, okay, Schema Markup makes a Schema Markup validator. What we're going to do is we're going to fetch that URL, serveclick for YouTube.html, and we're going to run this test. And we're going to see if it can be read. Bada bing, bada boom. All there is at this domain, remember, we just did this domain here for YouTube. The only thing here is a video. But there's Schema Markup on the page. So for whatever reason you can't get it onto the page, you can hide it, okay? This is a very fun little trick. You can do a lot with these frames, and that's what I shared before when I was hiding my screen, okay? So now you know how to add it to your pages. You know how to create it. You know how to hide it. You know what I mean? I try to give you as much as I possibly can. Um, I hope this has helped you, my friends. I really do. Um, I made it as easy as possible. I used free tools. Usually I would just go to somebody's page, grab theirs, change out all the details, and then stuff in whatever else I wanted. It takes about 10 to 15 minutes a page, right? For this video, I wanted to use tools that are readily available, that are free, that are easy to use. I wanted to make it easy. I wanted to give you a beginning till end. So what we did together, just so you know, is this. So I want to just first give these tips. So these are the schema tips, do's and don'ts, okay? And do nots, okay? So these are the schema tips, do's and do nots. Schema is not a ranking signal, okay? So schema is not a ranking signal, all right? It's not a ranking factor at all, not by any stretch. You do not need to focus on it first, okay? So it's not at the top of the list. It's not like having content. It's not like you're technical. It's not like building links. It's not first. It's at the bottom of the list, okay? It should be done, but not first, okay? You're not going to go from page 30 to page 20 by simply adding schema, right? Now, the difference between position 5 and position 1, there's a lot of differences, but one of them would be maybe adding some schema, adding entity schema. These little tweaks are the differences between, top of page 2 and page 1, okay? So just so we're on the same page here. Tip number 2 was do not stuff your review schema. This can cause a penalty. The only penalties from schema come from reviews. 3, product schema to get review stars to pop out. This is a little trick. This is a hack. You can use product schema if you want to force them and you want to get away with it. Product. 4, if there is an enhancement, meaning Google rewards you for adding a schema, such as, let me give you an example. An example would be fact schema or breadcrumbs. There's an enhancement in the SERP, then these schemas should be added to the page. All right. Now, these are the resources that I used. So I used the technical.seo tool schema markup generator. Okay. And then search.com /test/testing results. And then if you just want a template, you can go to https www.seomastermind.org. And then just click on the free stuff. All right. And what you'll find in there is actually a template. Okay. And then inside that template, you can utilize it. It has all the basic stuff. It has advanced stuff. It'll get you started. You can just change out the details. All right. So there's a template, P-L-A-T-E, a template here. Okay. So here's the tools. So generator. Okay. So this is the generator to make whatever you want in most cases. This is a testing tool. Okay, so here's the generator, here's the testing tool, and here's a template. Here's some do's and don'ts, and then let me down here, I'll give you the process. Okay. All right, so schema do's and don'ts right here. All right, we'll make this smaller. Okay, here's some resources over here. Make this smaller. Okay, so there's the resources. All right, so now you have schema do's and don'ts. Here's the resources, and then let's add one more thing, which is going to be the process. Okay, so this is what I recommend if you're a business owner, if you're just starting out. This is exactly what I would do. Okay, so step number 1. All right, so let's just go right here, and we're gonna just I'll list out exactly what you need to do. That's gonna make this so easy for you. So step 1 is going to be search for your primary keyword inside of Google. Okay, so that's going to be step number 1. Search for your primary keyword inside of Google. Step 2. Okay, let's go to step number 2. So the second step that I highly recommend that you do, so step 2, is going to be, once you've searched for your primary keyword, see who is ranking in spots 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay, so take a look at who's currently ranking. See who's ranking in those spots. 3. Okay, in spots 1 through 5, what site is ranking that is your equal? Okay, what do I mean by this? I mean, like in this particular, for instance, or example that we did together, the top competitors were Zillow and Realtor.ca. This is not your equal. You're looking for other realtors, other websites that are just like yours that are ranking above you. What are they doing as far as schema is concerned? So we want to literally, so number 3 is find what site is ranking that is your equal. 4, use SEO extension. Okay, SEO extension free on Chrome to look at what schema their site is using. 5, make a list of the schema types your comp is using. 6, open a Word doc or notepad. Okay. 7, go to schema generator. Okay, so go to the schema generator. And then number 8 is going to be create the same schemas your top comp has, but with your info inside of the generator tool. Okay, and number 9, refer back to this video. And then what I'll do is I'll make an edit, and it will be this video here. Copy and get rid of this. Okay, and then what I'll do is I will make this accessible to everybody. All right, so here's the process. Okay, now here's the video, here's the resource. Again, if you look inside of the chat, you'll have access to this folder right here, this file. This is yours. You can have it. Okay, if you need the resources are there. I put some tips up here. Here's the process. I walked you through it. I also gave you a video. The full walkthrough is here. It's been a pleasure. If you want somebody to do it for you, you can hire me, www, or just, actually, I fixed that issue. Just go to chrispalmerseo.com. I took care of that. Which is actually funny. I actually asked a few SEOs not too long ago. I asked 3 different SEOs, how do I fix this without a record? And nobody knew, but I figured it out. And it's tricky. It's a tricky one. I actually had a good friend of mine. He's quite advanced, far more advanced than me. He laughed when I told him, and he shared with me how to do it. So I'm blessed to have these types of friends. So is there anything I could help y'all with? If not, I'm going to move on. Infinitely Curious, thank you so much. I appreciate your donation, my friend. I appreciate all donations. Thank you so much. Thank you for your efforts. Thank you for your time. Drew, adding schema to Google Tag Manager so the script isn't on the page and Google caches it without bloating the page. You can certainly do it that way if you want, and you can call it from one page, but I like to have it on the page, but that's me, and I think they're equal. I think they're both the same. How is this different than using a schema plugin? It's not different. Can you use it in combination with the plugin? Yes. You can add it in combination in case maybe you want some bonuses or some extra stuff, like maybe has map or facts or how-tos, or maybe you want to add logos or brands, or maybe you want to add disambiguation descriptions and titles and articles. Maybe there's some extra stuff that the plugin doesn't offer that you want to add, because there's a lot of schemas out there. You can definitely add it in conjunction with a plugin, for sure, my friend. There's a lot of keyword stuffing in the description. Yes, there is. That's a lot of keyword stuffing. Well, I did not keyword stuff. I actually utilized something called a disambiguation description. And if you take a look here at SERP, click IO, and we do a right click and take a look at the view source. So we're going to take a look at the source page. Oh, I hit it in the frame. So if we take a look here, I don't know if I kept it in here. Oh yeah, I did. Here it is. Here, come up here to the top. We'll go here. We'll just word wrap this so I could show you. So this disambiguation description is actually the article of the client. It's his whole page. So I like to repeat the whole page. I actually, not on this client, but on some of my own personal stuff, I'll double it up, sometimes triple it up. Because I'll do image descriptions, the whole article. Disambiguation description, whole article. Article description, the whole article. So it's like 3 times. Boom, boom, boom. This isn't recommended. This is when you're trying to get brave or be a little bit more brave. Then you do these things. But yep, it's not stuffing technically speaking, because this doesn't count towards overall density. All right. So it's 3 o'clock. Let's take a look at our New York SEO page and see if we are beating anybody. I see that this gentleman moved up, so that makes me sad. I was hoping to get him. So, and it looks like, okay, so I made a change. I made a change to this page. So it looks like the change was not a positive because I was number 7. So that's interesting. All right, so it pushed me. It actually pushed me down a little bit. So now I know that change was yep, because I had something else in here. Oh no, it pushed me down. It did not accept the change yet. Okay, so it's New York SEO company, New York City SEO. Yeah, so I made the change. It doesn't look like it changed. It doesn't look like it. It must be recalculating. So let's just come take a look at this over here. So let's take a look at Los Angeles SEO expert and see where we're at. Okay. Okay. I don't think I optimized this page. The reason why I'm showing this one is because I just copied and pasted it. I want to see if it made it. Maybe it's SEO expert Los Angeles. Here, let me show you. Angeles. I copied and pasted the the content of the other page, the New York page, just to see what would happen. Oh, there it is. So obviously we're still looking pretty good. It was literally the exact same content. I wonder if I wrote, let's see. I think I just changed it. New York. Okay, no. I literally just went in here and swapped out. Oh yeah, I was testing the RSS feed. It must have died out on me. So we'll have to clean that out. I was testing 2 RSS feeds. So one of them was from Google Business Profile, and the other one was from Eventbrite, Bright Events, something like that. So I tested both of them, and then I put them together just to see if it would give me a boost. And well, I don't know. I cannot tell you, because that was a private test. But I did test it. I tested both of them, and then I tested it on another page just to make sure. So it was 3 tests total. 3 separate pages, 3 separate websites, 2 separate GMBs is what we did. So I know the answer. Maybe one day you'll know the answer too. But I will say this. I did not pay for the tool or upgrade the tool. So that's that. Any case, moving on. Let's take a look. I have another one. How about, well, I'm just curious. I guess it doesn't matter. It's not worth the stream, but I want to get off of here. So I see I got you. Multiple Ottawa keywords and thought it was, yeah, yeah, well, I am kind of stuffing it. This is like a variety show tonight. Now we will go to it's time for our special guest. Got any tips on how to stop Google from messing up your title? Often it would reword or skip things like the site title, which contains the brand name. So generally, what you'll find when Google switches your title tag is there's really usually one reason. Or what I've noticed is when you have your title, okay? So your title, and then you have your title, okay? So your title is keyword. Let's just say you're trying to do Joe's Big Dog Show, New York, right? Usually when they change the title tag, it's due to that instead of having the same thing in your H1 as your title, you have the New York Big Dog Show, #1 best in the city, right? And then what Google will do is it will make a variation of this, right? So to combat this is if this is what you're going to put in your H1, because it contains the big primary keyword, plus we know we can extend our title tags very high. I've been talking about this for 3 years now, right? I just noticed that I saw some other groups discussing this recently, and like we've been on this for a while, like stretching these out. You know, I think you probably have too, like jacking this up. Like this is bigger than 70 characters or 75 characters. Like put all your variations and partials in there. It'll be read. It won't be shown. It'll be truncated, but that's okay. But if you want to combat them changing out your title tag, then make your H1 and your title the same. Okay? And then the next thing would be inside of your meta description. So you know your meta description. Okay? The next thing that you want to do is you can put whatever you want in there and you can make that really long too. But make sure that that first sentence contains the primary. So try to get Joe's Big Dog Show, New York inside that first piece. And then generally, a lot of times they do whatever they want. But I have seen that less often. If I have it in my meta description, my H1, and my title, Google usually will stick with that title tag. Usually. So hopefully that helps you out, my friend. All right then. Well, I think I'm going to have some Greek yogurt and call it a night. I'm very tired. I'll be on tomorrow with Craig Campbell. I'm looking for, I put out a post. Please message my VA. I'm looking for somebody to basically join the virtual team, right? So I have myself, I have my best friend Eric, I have 2 VAs. My biggest partner is Allison actually. Message Allison, please, if you want to come work, you want to do some tests, you want to do optimization, you want to work with us, I'm looking for somebody. Now, preferably, you know, I don't care where you're from. I don't care at all. But I prefer that you know, like some of the stuff that I'm showing tonight. Like, do you understand what the title tag is in an H1? Do you understand what a Google Business Profile is? Like, can you communicate easily? And you have to meet me every single day. I meet with my team in the morning for the day's opportunity, right? Some days are light, some days are heavy. That's it. The only thing that I ask is that we meet every single morning. I meet them every morning at 8:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Every day except for Saturday and Sunday. Those are complete family days. And Thursdays. So you're off Thursday, Saturday, Sunday. I don't need to see you. Right? And then, dude, it's a 5-10 minute call, but it has to be early in the morning because I like to set up my day with the team. Okay? You can just meet me, to be honest with you. I'll probably just meet you, especially at first, and then you can just talk with Allison, okay? So Allison takes care of everything, so it's Alice Luzon 91 at yahoo.com. Message Alice, all right? If you want to come work with us, send her a message. Say, hey, I watched you on Chris's podcast or whatnot on the video. I have some hours. I'm looking for like $5-6 an hour times, I don't know, 25 hours a week, we'll say. We'll start at that. If you do good, we could do piecemeal. Like, I have jobs, dude. I have a lot of work. So if you know how to launch sites, dude, we can do some work together. So hey, if you want to work with me, I'd love to talk to you and see if you're a good fit. All right, so it's been an absolute pleasure. I hope that you learned a lot today. Drew, yeah, but you're Americans. You've been, Drew, I know you've been around a while. I'm a very frugal guy, right? And I this type of work, Americans want more than what I'm willing to pay. So if you're cool with that, like, probably this weekly for 25 hours, but really it's not even 25 hours. It's just a few hours. Like, really, I'm looking for, well, Drew, message Allison, or if Drew, if you're really interested, we could talk. I could tell you exactly what I need, and share with you what I'm after. If you want to do something consistent, come on over here to my calendar, Drew, or really anybody else. If you're serious, because if you understand SEO, I have something very particular. It's a very particular job. Is really what I need somebody for. And really, I just want to see where people are at, depending on what you know and how you can help me. I have 2 jobs right now that I need filling. One is an optimization position. The other one is to help me with certain things for internal testing, right? So not the group, but I have some other stuff that I'm looking to get done. Message me, book a time over here. Grab what is this? Oh, okay. I haven't been in here in a while. I don't even look at this anymore. Thank goodness. It's been tough. So what you're looking to do is grab this right here. So Drew, if you're serious, my friend, 25 hours is too much. Okay. Well, it's probably less than that. How about a trade? A trade, I don't know what a trade means, but again, if you're interested, grab a time here, whomever it is. But most notably, it has to be somebody that understands SEO. All right, so hopefully we can chat. It's been a pleasure. The resources here, I put it inside the chat. If you're looking to help or want to work with us, it'll be great. But I'm going to go to bed. I'm going to go have some Greek yogurt. Dawn, it's great to see you. Hopefully that warm weather's treating you well. Mom, if you're watching, good to see you. Hopefully that warm weather is doing well. I'm on my way. I'm on my way. I'm, I can see I visualize it. I could smell the salt water. I can hear the water. I'm on my way. I'm already there, you know? So it's been a pleasure. Thank you all so much. I hope that you've learned today. Many blessings. If you want to work with me, reach out, send an email to Allison. If you totally understand SEO and you're super serious, book a 15-minute call. It's free. All right. Book the call and put in, I want to work with you. Okay. It's $6 an hour. That's what it is. All right. Or we could do piecemeal. I can tell you specifically what I need and I'll tell you what I'll pay per job. It's way more than doing it hourly. So it's been a pleasure. Thank you all so much. Many blessings. And if you haven't already, check it out. www.seomastermind.org. Okay. On the SEO Mastermind, you have the testing group, you have the group coaching, and then I'm going to be opening up a step-by-step affiliate training where we're going to be launching an affiliate site, taking it from day 0 to hero, and then we're also going to be putting up a PBN. I'll show you how to set that up so you can power up your sites, testing stuff that works. We're doing local and we're doing organic. If you've heard about it, we're testing it. The other piece is the group coaching. Maybe you just need a little bit of a hand, right? Maybe you have a site, you need a mini audit, you need somebody with very specific skills to take a look or help you through something. This is the group for you. I set a timer, and depending on how many people are in the room, there's 2 hours broken up by X amount of people, but it's never more than 20 people. Usually it's like 7 people show up, 8 people, 10 people, sometimes 12. It really depends. So I just break down a timer. I help everybody. The testing group is kind of the same thing, but really we're going over tests. You know what trainings are. I hate the word courses, but that's what people are searching for. So as you can see, it still says SEO training because that's what I want. If there's something in here that you like, it's up to you. But the free stuff, that schema template that I was talking about, it's in here. Take a look, grab it. It's right here. Schema Markup template. Boom, it's free. Grab it. It's for you. If you're interested in some, maybe you don't want to do the stuff, scroll on down here, see where this says services. Just click this. Boom. It'll take you over to Chris Palmer SEO. On Chris Palmer SEO, you can get whatever you want. You need Google News. You need guest posts, you need citations, you need some Web 2s, you need a press release distribution, you need GMB optimization, you need guest posts for maybe the casino or other types of niches. I have specific types just for you. EDUs, you want niche edits, you need Page Optimizer Pro content, or maybe you want surfer content. It's up to you, whatever you want. You need podcast marketing, video marketing, or niche edits. Niche edits is new. I just added this. We're doing $7 niche edits. Can't get that anywhere. This is complete madness. If you take a look over here, these prices are very, very, very competitive. But right now, there's only 2 of us processing this stuff, so the content's taking a little bit more time than usual. But all the other services, they're pretty quick. 7 to 10 days, somewhere in that range. As we start adding people, it'll go faster. So I hope this wasn't too pitchy. I just want to let you know, if you didn't know, I have all this. I have anything that I can help you with, I have it. That's why I offer it, okay? So it's been a pleasure. Thank you all so much. And hopefully I could see you in the next one. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Call us. Love you. Love you too. Paul, great to see you. Paul, I sent over everything that you could ever want. Oh, Drew, so you're saying you need more than that. Perfect. Drew, I have some serious work that I need. And if you could fit that, like if you could do the one-offs and you're cool with meeting in the morning, because that's the problem that I keep running into. Like, I need to help focus the day, right? Like the email stuff, I hate that. Like, we meet, we talk, done. It could be whatever time you want, but hopefully in the morning time. That way we set the day, and then at the end of the day, the work's done, You can do whatever you want. It takes you 20 minutes. Cool. It's cool by me. So if you're cool with that type of work, because that's what fits me, if you're willing to work with me and you're cool with that, then we can work, man. All right. It's been a pleasure. Thank you all so much. Many blessings. And I'll see you in the next one. Good night.